You're not lazy. You're not even disorganized. You're just making too many damn decisions. That's right, too many small decisions that's burning you out. So do you feel mentally fatigued by noon? Hell, I used to. Not anymore. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how you can get rid of that silent killer, which is called decision fatigue. I used to have that problem, and I've done some things and been taught some things on how to resolve that decision fatigue. I used to decide, hell, people ask me all types of questions, and I feel like I had to answer them for one thing, and then I'd ponder on them, and I wouldn't get done what I wanted to get done. And then by the time it was ready for me to get done, things I needed to happen, I sure the hell didn't feel like it. That's because that's fatigue. And you're answering questions that you don't need to answer. Or answer them once and take care of it and don't have to worry about it getting answered again. One time, I remember somebody asked me a question and I answered it. And I'll be damned if I wasn't walking down the hall and that same person's asking somebody else the same damn question. Now, A, they're wasting their time, but B, more importantly, they wasted my time. So next time they ask me a question, I said, no, go ask them. I got things to do. Now, can you do that in your business? Well, you're going to because you need to because you're getting asked too many questions. But how do you do that? Well, no, my favorite's the SOP, the, the standard operating procedure. But I think sometimes when I say that, people cringe up on that because nobody's going to go read the damn book of your procedures. Now, it's important you have them. Yes, don't get me wrong. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is use those procedures to train. And you use that SOP as a reference. So if somebody doesn't know or you're not available, worst case scenario, they're going to go to that reference point and make it easy for them to find, and they can refer to it if they have to. Well, Chris, how do I make it a SOP? Well, it used to be I had to sit down and I'd kind of make my own notes out. Or me and my office manager, we'd sit down and say, okay, well, this is what I'd do. And we'd write it out and we'd hash it out. And we say, well, let's make it easier to understand, blah, blah, blah. Well, the best part is we have AI today. Hell, AI can make you a whole procedure on anything. Ask AI if you don't know how. Make me a procedure on this. And then you can make changes to it if you don't like it, add to it, or make it your own. The point being is do a procedure that you can have somebody to refer to later. And it could be a procedure on anything. But I guarantee you it's going to be helpful in the long run because you can say, and this is the best part, when they come to ask you a question, did you look at that procedure we typed up 2 months ago? Oh, no. Send them to it. I guarantee you they won't come back to you again. So, what else? Delegate. You need to delegate and stop doing those little things that you don't need to be doing. Making those decisions that don't matter. Empower your people. They have to know the answer. Think about it. You ever been called and your guys are wanting to know what to do? And sometimes my answer is just fix the damn thing. Just fix it. That's all you got to do. And if they don't know how, that's one thing. But most of them know how to fix it. They just want to make sure their ass ain't going to get in trouble. Now, that's where you come back and you empower them. So I like to tell people, listen, I want you to make a decision. At the end of the day, I want you to make a decision because you're not bothering me. And I don't tell them that part, but that's the point. And it's more efficient if they make a decision. Now, if you don't like the decision they make, you don't get on them. That's not right because you gave them the authority too. But if you don't like their decision, then say, hey, I appreciate you making a decision. This is how I would do it next time, or here's how I'd like to see it happen next time. And by golly, if you got to make an SOP on that, make an SOP on that. But whatever it is, give them the power to do what needs to happen. Some of the companies out there have the best customer service. Customer service knows that they can spend up to X amount of dollars to make you happy, make the customer happy. Well, give them some authority. Hey, go fix this up to a certain amount of money. If it's going to cost more than that, contact me. Fair enough. But they have some guidelines to follow, and you're making one less decision so you don't have to get all worked up and using that brain power for stuff you need to be using brain power for. One of the third things I like doing is batch thinking. What's that do? Well, we're going to talk about later in this thing about making a list, but you look at your list of things to do, and you'll be surprised how many things are similar in some ways. Or the same person might do it. You're going to delegate to whatever it is, but go down your list and kind of organize it in a way that you're not really having to switch gears so many times. You can switch gears on this, and then all of a sudden something else pops in your head, and you got to switch gears and so forth. Focus on what you know, and let them little things come up later. That goes actually into the next part about my list making. I learned this in college, and I've used it the rest of my life. And you make a list, and then you kind of prioritize your list based on the higher end things. I like going A, B, and C. A being the most important, B being the second most, and C being the last part of it. But what that does is that, okay, I need to get A done. Unless you to focus on, in my mind, I like doing it in the morning because I'm more fresh that way. But maybe you like doing it in the evening. I don't know. Whatever time's better for you, when you feel most relaxed and can make those lists and schedule your highest thinking, that's when you want to do it. And you'll be amazed what you can get done. Because now you know that A has to be done and C can wait. Or C isn't even important. And you might realize that, well, I didn't get C done today, but maybe I can delegate it tomorrow to somebody else that I could get C done. It might need to happen, but it ain't you that needs to do it. Lastly, we want to automate our routine stuff. I'll talk about that list. I live by the calendar. The calendar is how I use it. And the best part is we pack a calendar around this all day long. The camera, calendar, phone, recorder, note taker, whatever you want to call it. It's your smart device. And that calendar is right there. And what it does is I specify times in the day that I know that I'm going to do something. I plan to have lunch. That's just me. I could probably use it without a few lunches if you look at me. But by golly, I got an hour on my lunch day. Do I always hit it? No, but it's there. And it reminds me that needs to happen. My checklists are wonderful because there's certain things on that checklist you just have. It's on every checklist. I print out a blank one. Actually, I have a whole stack of them. And I just pull them out and I sign it. And there's some things on there that I know I'm going to do. Now, I don't go as far as saying brush your teeth, but I do have under take your medication. Because my dumb ass, I'm such a hurry sometimes in the morning, I forget to take it. And it's not my problems. My wife going to get on me about not taking it to begin with. And y'all, if you get my age, you're going to know what I'm talking about. That's right. But take your medicine. But I had to put it on my list. Matter of fact, I even got a reminder on my phone goes off every morning. And the best part is, once that becomes a routine, I'm already taking the medicine before the phone goes off. That's right. So imagine that day when you're not answering a bunch of questions and you're answering the ones that you're better suited for. The ones that are going to make the difference, those A's on your list. And take those C's and give them to somebody else if you don't have time to do them. And you probably don't. If you really look at your list, you really need to be doing the C's and even some of the B's. Delegate them things. But imagine that day when you only focus on what moves your needle, what's going to grow your company, what's going to increase your sales, improve your profits, whatever that is. Focus on those for the day. Take those brain juices you got and God give you and focus on those to grow your company. It's going to help your people. And we're talking empowering your people. You know how much better they perform when they feel like they're empowered? Imagine that. That being said, you have to do it. You have to, the delegate. You got to have the SOPs. You got to focus on the stuff you need to focus on. You got to automate those stuff, make those lists, make those reminders, whatever it's going to take to get you there. And then protect your bandwidth, meaning that focus on the things that you need to focus with and let the other stuff go. If you have a problem doing that, and I want you to sign up and we can talk about it. Sign up for your free session. We'll talk about how to get out of that brain fatigue, make decisions, empower people, make those lists, and what makes important on that list. If you're struggling with what we talked about today and want to get your brain juices saved for the right things, those A's on your list, then sign up in the show notes below. There's a sign-up sheet. Sign up. We'll have a breakthrough session. And also down there's a link to our Facebook group where you can get daily inspiration and ideas like